Hello everyone and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights 2, where we've got Bear! Yes, Bear! Shiny Bear. Anyways, we also have a curse that makes us want to eat souls or spirits or whatever. So we need to go and talk with the witches to do something about that. Because it's a bit of a hassle. Hello, Berserker. I did not want to talk with you, Oku. Yes. You're a bit big. I hope I don't end up clicking on you so often because you're too big. Safe passage to the city, spirit eater. And you shall have it on my honor. You have no honor. Suddenly, Worf steps in. Okay, so the witches are actually on this hill. Where on the shadow plane we walked about there and there were like a whole bunch of statues of evil gods, but on this plane it's good gods, like Mistra, Mistress of Magic. And who else is here? We have Miliki, the Lady of the Forest. And we have an angry woman speaking, shouting at us. I don't think that's a god. Abomination! I warned you, Shiva. I smelled the wrongness about him at the theater. Tell me the truth, foreigner. Did you know that's what you were when you came into our city? I felt the hunger. Of course not, else I would have devoured your sharp-tongued friends. No. I did feel the hunger when I woke in the barrel, but I didn't know what it was. In the god's barrow? That was for where you first felt the hunger. Then you should have taken a stone and crushed your skull at once. Do not make excuses for this monster out of ancient tales, Shiva. I swore an oath to another of this affliction, one who spared me his hunger and sought my help in ending this curse of the Spirit Eater. And what more do you remember, God of Bears? His face? His name? Your memories has fled like birds before the storm. Yeah, I feel that we definitely should shut up. They have such a reference for this thing. Do not insult my ally, witch. He is a god of the land, the spirit you claim to serve. I remember a prayer of the dockside girl before she donned her mask. I remember how she begged the spirits to make her pretty, so the sailors might whistle at her. Might even pay her for her company. Lies! Shiva, these are lies! The monster has tainted Lord Oku's memory. Enough, Kazimika. Lord Oku, we meant no offense, and it's not our place to question the mind of a god. Can you at least tell me what this Spirit Eater is exactly? We know little of them. No Spirit Eater has walked Rashiman in living memory. They were monsters, devourers of spirits and souls, boogeymen of children's tales. Some were men, some were women, some were even children. Wherever they walked, they hungered and fed, and the land died. No matter their intentions, all Spirit Eaters ended the same. Their hunger turned upon themselves and they were destroyed, utterly consumed. How did I become this Spirit Eater? Was it something that happened in the barrow? Ooh. Perhaps you can answer that question best, monster. Did you anger our god? Defile our land? Few punishments are truly undeserved. Hush, Kasmika! Some say the curse is passed from one Spirit Eater to another, but no Spirit Eater has been seen in over 100 years. Beyond that, we know little. Those who kept such secrets, many are years dead. Let's see, what else do we have here then? I don't intend to devour anyone else, willingly or not. Is there some kind of cure? If there's hope to be found, it would be amongst those who have fought your kind, amongst spirits mortal. There's no spirits not mortals. I find it strange that you suddenly call us mortal. That's kind of like a weird thing for just a woman to call you. Suppose anyone could call anyone else just mortal. That's actually kind of epic. Maybe I should start doing that. Just call everyone mortal. That will confuse people, and I would not be incorrect. My sister speaks of the Woodman, the living soul of Ashenwood. He fought your kind, and he fought them all, brought them all low. If this Woodman fought Spirit Eaters, why would he agree to help me? He may not, child. For all your good intent, the Ashenwood lies several days sailing upriver to the north, and the winter snows have already begun to fall. I will send word to our shipwright, Fazil, that he should make his boat available for trade. Look for him at the docks and tell him that I sent you. We have an outpost on the Ashenwood shore, led by a witch called Delenka. She is a hard-bitten woman and distrustful of foreigners. Why are you doing this for me, actually? A good question, Sheba. Do tell us, won't you? I am sorry, Kazimika. Sorry to anyone who would suffer this curse, foreigner or not. For the mercy you have showed the bear god, child, I will barter whatever whip of wisdom I can lend to you, for as long as you remain in control of your hunger. What about the dwarf woman Magna? You made a promise that I could speak for her once I made peace with Oku. I already released Magna and that she has returned to her theatre. My sisters disagree with me in this, but I trust your good intent. Find the Woodman, Danson. Learn the secrets of your kind, and that you may escape your fate. Alright. So, the woman you go. Now we've Katja, she did not speak at all. For as long as Shiva approves, I am permitted to trade through your stores as you wish. Ah, so she's a shopkeeper, okay. Priestly things. Eastern Belt's priestly might is pretty nice. Scimitar of Maliki. That's just a +7 scimitar. Well, just a +7 scimitar. That's still rather impressive. I don't think she has spells we want. Amuletive stuff, that's sort of nice. Nothing too special though. Okay, so what was the god behind her? Ah, Shantia. The goddess of harvest and stuff. Ashenwood lies to the north, Denson, and your hunger will not ease with time. What keeps you here? Did you know Liana well? A quiet woman, she followed our laws and made no trouble, established herself at the Vale, and was well liked by the patrons. although she had few friends to speak of apart from Magda. Amongst the foreigners she was called the White Lady for her silver hair, and she had a habit of wearing pale robes. I thought her a wizard, but harmless. Caught up in her own affairs, she has lived at the Vale for as long as I remember, and I have never seen her leave. Never? Are you sure? The Wycheran watch all that passes in the city. Whether we notice or not, I never once saw Liana on the streets, though she sometimes disappears from the Vale for long stretches of time. Traveling, the dwarven woman would say. Perhaps Liana was secretly in league with the Thayans. If so, then the failing is mine. Your city, it has a darker side, a shadowy reflection, and there are some things different. Yes, within our walls, the bonds between the sunlit world and the plane of shadows are easily sundered. Tell me, did you see the vault? Does it loom in your dreams as it does in mine? You see the vault in your dreams? I dreamed of a tree that rose from the vault, a tree conceived of love but bearing sacrilege and suffering as its fruit. Its seeds are with us still, scattered to the wind. I saw 3 such seeds, but one became divided by its own will. They chased each other endlessly, blown by wind and storm. And wherever they took root, they passed their blight to other seeds. I saw that one day the tree would be born from the vault again. Yeah, this is very ominous. Like in prophecy of sort of like. Is there something special about Mulsanteers that forms some bond with the shadow plane? Mulsanteers shrouded in mist, robed in gloom. Such places are always closer to the plane of shadow. But the portals were opened by priests of the dead. They have shifted with time as shadows will, flitted in and out of homes, dragged unsuspecting folk from the darkened closet to a nightmare of shadow. Many people disappear in Mulsanteer. Who knows where they go, or whether they wander the plane of shadow even now. Spooky. What will you do about it? What do you know about the vault? Only that it was built by the priest of the dead, not Kalimvor's faithful, but the servant of the wicked god that came before. Many die upon the Golden Way. Most are not of our faith. They want their bodies to be buried by a priesthood that they know. The priests of the dead used this truth to barter their way into our city. Then they abused our hospitality, tearing open portals to the plane of shadow and building their vault in secret. Other questions then. Let's ask, why do you wear masks? Let me barter your question with another. Why do you think we wear masks? Not the last one, that's silly. You wear your mask to become a witch and to lose the person that you once were. Yay! That's the correct answer. Yes. We struggle always to become the mask and to leave behind the farm girl like Katya or the scrawny dockside waif as Kazimika once was. Some of us try harder than others, and the eldest, those who have worn a mask for so long that they remember themselves only as pimple-faced girls, strangers from long ago. For us, the masks become the truth. We already know that's with the other one, so farewell. Kazumika, she does not like us. If your decision was mine, Spirit Eater, I would not suffer you to walk amongst us. You would be hurled from a cliff as we did the two traitors and monsters of old. Your bones would snap, perhaps your skull would burst. If you were lucky, but more likely, you would lie on your shattered back with your bones protruding from your flesh. Grisly. And we would listen to your moans and jeers from the rooftop, from the cliff top as you died. Let's be all forgiving such. Underneath all your malice, you have good of your people at heart, and for that, I forgive you. I pray that you make a mistake, monster, and Shiva sees the truth. Then we will see how well you fare. Cheerful person. So I don't know if we actually wandered on this side of the shadow plane. What's on and about here. There is a little bit of a dirt mound there. I don't know if we excavated that. No, we didn't. There's fancy boots here. I believe there were fancy boots on the shadow plane version of that little dirt mound as well. What nice siege equipment. Speaking of the Death God Vault, let's go to the normal version of that temple, because we haven't visited there. That's over there. Yeah, much less spooky and imposing, really. There's a bunch of berserkers there. Yeah, and that is actually the symbol of Kalimdor, the scales in a deathly grip hand. That's dour looking. Use of the acolyte, okay? Be stranger, is there something that you need of me? I found this book which mentioned something called the Betrayal's Crusade. Do you know anything about that? I have never heard of such a thing. Perhaps High Priest Davoric would know better. Where can I find him? He is the High Priest here and should be somewhere in the temple. What do you do here then? I am an acolyte of Kalimdor, but only recently arrived. My family sent me to join the faith. You may find the roads your family has set before you unfulfilling. Thing is, the things are still new to me and somewhat disappointing. Disappointing in what way? I had thought the study of necromancy was permitted, even encouraged. Yet it seems that Kalimdor now views necromancy as an abomination. The previous gods of the dead had no such restrictions, and I thought that Kalimdor would, well, retain the viewpoint of his predecessors. Why do you want to study necromancy? Our lives are so short, our bodies so frail, and yet there's so much there is to learn, to experience. Is it wrong to try and extend your life even for a little while? I think there's a very good line for a Sunite, actually. Make the most of life, of the life that you do have, rather than wasting time looking for a way to extend it. I see your point, but what should I do? My family expected me to join the clergy, and I wouldn't want to disappoint them. If you really feel that way, then seek another path. I have considered that, but I am not decided yet. Thank you for your advice. And then here's the High Priest, Davoric. Darovic, sorry.
Caden the Dove, what brings you to our gates?
It was not my choice, Priest of Kalimdor.
I had thought as much. To come here, your need must be great.
I need nothing from Kalimdor, which is for the best. I fear the consequences should your god act.
Change is not always as easy as it may seem to your eyes, Caden. And to enact change through violence.
Violence is never my weapon, not in the service of Kalimdor and not now. Change is easier than you think, and far better than the alternative.
Caden, please listen. Where one ritual was cast down, another may arise, worse than the first. It is not our place to question Kalimdor on this. He is our...
Kalimdor is your god, not mine. I dwell in the house of Ilmater now. I am no longer one of your doom guides, giving false hope to those who led honest lives. There's some real religious tension here. You cannot counsel me in this. Speak with the one that I follow if you will, but you and I will share no more words on this.
Very well. Peace to you, stranger. This is a house of Kalimdor, and as you must know, a house of solace, open regardless of your faith.
I'm a victim of an affliction. The Russia may call me a spirit eater. Do you know anything about this curse?
That curse is known to me, but only as a tale. Such hunger speaks to me of emptiness. You have a void inside you, perhaps. A void that hungers to fill itself up, yet it cannot. It can only consume, for its essence is gone. Only hunger remains. But such an emptiness in a living soul, I cannot guess how it came to be.
I discovered an ancient book in a barrow north of here. It speaks of something called the Betrayal's Crusade.
That is a tale that's often been twisted to suit the needs of the teller, and its teller have been many. My telling would be poor by comparison, for the story is not much loved by my faith.
Will you tell me what you know, at least?
This temple has served 3 gods of the dead. In the days of Merkel, first of these gods, a priest called Akashi presided here. Akashi turned against his god, and he marched an army on the gates of the City of Judgment. Such a thing should have been impossible, yet it was done. In the realms of the dead, Akashi the Betrayer sought to bring down the wall of the faithless, to tear it up from its roots, and to set the trapped souls free.
The wall of the faithless, that is the wall that surrounds the City of Judgment, correct?
As you say, its stones are faithless souls, those who scoffed at the gods and gave worship to none. The wall's mortar is a hungry living mold that holds their soul fast, consumes their minds and their personalities, finally absorbs them. Well, doesn't that sound familiar?
Why would Akashi try to bring down this wall, besides it sounding rather grisly?
Some of my brethren insist that it was out of vengeance or spite, that Merkel had slighted his priests, who had given his life to his god, and never questioned him, and now felt betrayed. I think that is too simple a reason for so monumental a crime, but in truth no one knows. Merciful, whatever his reason, the betrayer failed, and the wall still stands now as it did then. You say it is as mercy that Akashi failed. Why exactly? Because the planes are founded upon order, a covenant between gods and mortals. The wall is a symbol of that covenant, and to tear it down, such an act would crack the foundations of the planes. It would be as if the sun failed to rise in the morn, or the seas fell upward into the sky. What happened to the betrayer himself? Merkel was jealous, was a jealous and vengeful god. He did not reveal what punishment were bestowed upon the betrayer, but I am certain they were worthy of his crime. The book mentioned a scroll called the Lamentation of the Dead. It is said the scroll might be found in a vault. It is said there's such a vault, not a place where such things were hidden, not here. A vault, a place where such things were hidden. Not here though, not in the house of Kalimvor. Remember that Mosentir is a city of shadows and masks. I would look behind those masks and shine some light into the place of shadow as I were seeking such a secret place. So yeah, and the surrounding, what surrounds your temple? There are tortured souls of human victims etched in the stone. It's only a stone carving. The witches would have us tear it down, for it frightens children and beasts. Fear was never our intent, but such a wall should not be torn down, not even as a symbolic gesture. Our wall stands as a symbol of another greater wall, the wall of the faithless. It is a reminder that the greatest sin is to be without faith at all. I want to talk more about Kalimvor then and his faith. We believe that death is not to be feared. It is a comfort, an end to suffering, a new beginning. We are guides, comforting the dying and shepherding them to their final judgment. Many choose to spend their final days here, and we serve them all. What of Kalimvor himself? He is a rather new cult, is he not? His is a new face, yes, but death has worn many. Before Kalimvor there was Cyric, and before him was Merkel, and others before that. Jurgol, actually. Kalimvor is fair and welcoming to all. Merkel was vengeful, and he wished his priest to be feared. Each face is a little different, but death is always the same. Death. Death never changes. So it is with many things. Love, betrayal, hunger, war. War never changes. Many faces, but the same essence within. You serve those who do not worship Kalimvor? We do. Faith is all that we require. Faith in any god. What of those who worship evil gods? You treat them the same as anyone else? Of course! They have followed their gods, have they not? Kalimvor will judge them only by their faith. So must we. Faith is necessary, but deeds matter too, do they not? They do, but faith matters more. What do gods provide for us? Favor in life, eternal solace in death. What do we provide to the gods? Their very existence is fueled by our worship. It is a compact, life for life, that forms the foundation of our world and all the planes. To defy that order is to negate everything. The world, the gods, yourself. That is why faithlessness is the greatest sin of all. Fuck atheism! Fun guy. You spoke of final judgment. What do you mean? At the gates of the city of judgment, souls are set to gather, awaiting Kalimvor's verdict. His eyes rest upon each in turn, measuring their faith, and pronouncing them worthy to pass onward to the realms of their gods. Some have betrayed their faiths and are judged false. They are doomed to serve forever in the city of judgment, each according to their means. Much like Karl Marx, each to their needs and their means. Soviet communism, comrade! What? Nothing, I just fell out of character for a bit. As for those with no faith, who scoffed at the gods and went their own way, they are judged as faithless, and their souls are mortared into this living, screaming wall.
Yeah, goods. Oh, they don't sell goods.
No, we do not trade in coin. Our needs are few and easily filled by whatever gifts the dead bestow upon us. The dying put their offerings in their pockets to be claimed when they are gone. Other offerings are brought by the living. Some ask for prayer or blessings in return, but most slip quietly before our altar, speak what words they will, and leave their gifts in their wake. Right, goodbye. Well, that was an interesting discussions on belief, and I think after that little outburst, we definitely need to speak with Kaelin the Dove about her faith, because she clearly has some issues there. Until the next episode. Bye bye, en groeten aan Roel.